Why you know do?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 64 of Red Dirt and Stardust, a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition science fantasy western and pirate campaign. So, where last we left the party, they had woken up after their fight with the Wilkins Manor itself. The Froghemoth not making an appearance, they decided they were going to go to Rusty Cross with the witch they had captured. Luckily, Vera has a dirigible, and they climbed aboard and flew off. They tried to get some information from the Gunpowder Witch. Unfortunately, she was not as helpful, but Shaw pressed farther into her mind only to find the Gunpowder God himself, who spoke directly to Shaw. After booting him out of the Gunpowder Witch's mind, they discussed their plan of action going forward and how they were going to handle Chauncey's new curse, which seems at the moment unbreakable. They then finally made their way to Rusty Cross, where they made the handover of the witch, climbed back into the dirigible, and made apple cinnamon muffins. And we begin, I'm going to say, unless somebody has something incredibly pressing that they must do right now, after the long rest, when you all are floating out over the ocean towards Gold Rush to return to Drake's Ridge, in which you will have 2 more days of travel. So,
I feel like we need a pit stop.
well, you did have a pit stop.
We just did have a pit stop.
No, we're good.
Oh, right.
You got
Sorry.
snacks and booze and other things and climbed back aboard the dirigible and floated on off.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Zoom zoom.
So as you all float out over Rusty Cross and over the wide open expanse of sky, endless in all directions, eventually it begins to turn to night, and Amethyst goes back to her bunk bed in the back, and Vera climbs back on board and begins steering the boat. So unless anybody has anything pressing, we're going to move to day 2.
I'd like to think that, like, since I only sleep for 4 hours, I tend to go sleep 2 hours after everyone and wake up 2 hours before. Now me and Lyla have this like 4 hour like time where we just hang out.
Oh hell
Yeah,
yeah.
because I usually wake up early those 2 hours to like get my spells in order for the day, and that's like we can just hang out for those like 2 hours
Just
every
like doing
every
my
morning.
hair and
Mhm.
Chit-chatting.
hell yeah.
Yeah. So then dawn breaks, and well, it would be the first day. So the first day of travel begins. It's clear it's probably just going to be wide open blue sky in all directions for quite some time before you actually see any kind of landmass. It looks like they are navigating via a large compass as well as a paper map, that Vera occasionally comes out and checks before going back and going to sleep to rest up for her night shift, driving her dirigible.
Does Amethyst ever check the map?
Amethyst does check the map, but it takes her a good hot second to find out where you are and where y'all are heading, and it's a bunch of flipping the map and,
Yeah, I was gonna say after
oh,
she
we're right
turns the map the
there.
correct direction.
And she pulling it apart and apart and apart.
So, yeah, there's a lot of staring at it, and then, oh, we're right there. Okay.
Love it. Love it.
Uh,
I feel like Chauncey keeps his hands busy most of the time.
Excuse me,
So like
Autumn.
there's like a there's like a 75% chance that there's just a giant sewing basket beside him full of or a yarn basket beside him, and he's just like production mode churning out amigurumis like one per hour at this point because he's so fast at doing it.
Mhm.
Yes.
He's just like making stock while they drive or fly, not drive.
So
Um
Yeah,
what ones are
same
you
vibe.
making? Since you always make the boss monsters of every.
Mm, well, we definitely. Oh God, I haven't even been tracking how many bosses we've killed since I stopped making them actively.
Yeah.
Um,
What are some good bosses we fought?
there was the pig, the giant
The
pig.
pig. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do the feasting pig. There's like
Um,
he's gonna make
the
like
frog.
2 feasting pigs. He's gonna make
Oh, there was Jerry.
Jerry the
Jerry.
treasure fish. He's gonna just start making giant Jerry the treasure fish plushes.
Not
Yes.
technically a boss, but Jed was a Tyrannosaurus Rex for a little bit, so.
That's true. That's true. There
It's
was
gonna be a Tyrannosaurus Rex with Jed's face on it.
Yeah.
There was General Gojo, I think.
the gorilla.
There was
Yeah.
the axe man at the mill, but he kind of sucked. We're not gonna count him.
Isn't
That's
there,
not
like-
marketable. Not to the children.
Well, you did. I think it was Jed took several logs to the face during that fight. Something that I'm sure he's used to. Anyway, I think I think you stopped actively making the amigurumis after Old Scrappy.
I remember making Old Scrappy, the Zorn, and I think like
The Knoll Vampire.
the Knoll Vampire. Did I make one of the salamander? Because definitely we're gonna get a few salamanders in.
I
Just presume if
think
we're not
just
actively
one.
doing something, Chauncey's just making boss monster plushies to sell at the store. Yeah, and like maybe we'll do the angel or her flying lion. When they attacked us at the inn.
Oh yeah, the
You
winged
guys
lion.
remember that? The winged lion, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we'll do that, and nothing from the Shadowfell, because fuck that place, and fuck Ashenhold.
Oh yeah, Ashenhold was not full of easily marketable monsters,
Nope.
save for the giant corpse flower. But even then,
Big fan.
I feel like if we're like just spending time doing our thing, like for a second, I was gonna say Lyla might be doing like some yoga or some shit, but like I feel like there's no space for that. So instead, she's just like practicing her faces like in the mirror, like her chuckle and her laugh. You know.
I love that.
Of course.
I think Adrien would be playing with his familiar, who's now currently in the form of a snake.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Oh my goodness. We're gonna do that out in the open?
You playing with your
on.
snake
Very
familiar?
Yeah.
Let me squirt about that.
Not
Coming in with the
sponsored.
squirt.
I mean,
Not a
I just need to
sponsor.
put some squirt in my mouth. It's
Oh
fine.
my god.
Something I think we're all used to. Anyway.
Squirt, also not a sponsor, but interestingly flavored grapefruit soda.
I fucking love squirt. Like, oh,
We don't have that here in Virginia, I don't think.
Really?
Not to
I've
dox
literally
myself.
Never had it. Never had it either.
We don't have it in Massachusetts either.
Yofi,
I know we have it in
don't know.
Missouri.
They don't know the power of the squirt.
They don't
I will
know.
say I have had it before because I lived in Missouri and I lived one town over from a factory that bottled squirt. So I have had it. We just
Ooh.
don't have it in the state that I
Lyla
currently
bottled
live.
squirt like a few sessions
I
ago.
did bottle squirt.
She certainly did.
Oh, I forgot about that.
She certainly did.
Shit,
I'm surprised you just haven't
we were
made-
torturing the witch. Like,
Just start giving her the female orgasm.
I mean, if we
I don't know if that's torture.
Wasn't that
we can
literally
break our enemies'
your
bones,
plan at
but
one
we
point?
can't get them off, then how are we?
Wasn't
any
that
better than
literally
them?
the plan at one point was to give her an orgasm and hope that would be enough to break her cult programming?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Anyway,
I'm pretty sure I did bottle it with the intention of like having some sort of use for it when it
Yes.
came to the whole witch adventure, but I kind of low-key forgot about it.
Well,
would
now
not
you
be
just
surprised.
have orgasm in a bottle.
Instead, I scared the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Oops.
Anyway. So unless there's anything other pressing, we will come to the end of the first day. As you all go off to rest. Lyla, you
Don't.
keeping your tradition of 2 a.m. tea with Vera as she's flying the ship.
Love it.
Yeah, she does show you some of the other tricks that she can do with the junk that she just gathers. She makes a cute little owl and like a cute little lizard.
Lila's like,
Um,
oh yeah, that would be great for my next. She's like taking notes about like that my next performance. I would love to have one of those.
well, unfortunately, they don't last very long. And then like after 1 minute of this gecko running around her hands, it just vanishes in a shower of sparks.
It's just little claps, little yay! Oh my gosh, it's delightful. Miss Vera, have you ever thought about being an entertainer?
Um, Not really. I'm more of make 'em.
Well, your machines certainly do bring smiles to people's faces. I'll tell you.
They do, they do. Uh, the night passes, and we move into day two, where once again it is wide open skies.
I like to think one of those mornings, or like like that bit where like Shaw and Lila are just like the only two people awake. They're like kind of like uh shitting on the on the rest of the party for how they like sleep, and like there's horrible snoring and like, oh, did Adrien just fart in his sleep? Like, was that
Excuse you?
you know?
Notice how like Chauncey's always drooling on Jed's chest. It's
Every single morning. Never knows what it's from because he always rolls over by the time we wake
I
up.
know, it's absolutely disgusting.
You just see the two of them crammed into a twin-sized bed.
I mean, we've established they don't sleep, they cuddle pre-sleep and post-sleep. During the course of sleeping, they do divide for comfort.
It's a
Very
twin
true.
bed. You can only divide so much.
Yeah, exactly.
They're back to back. One of them is literally smushed into the wall at the
Yeah, it was like
back
the
of the
backs of your
Zeppelin.
heads are touching, like definitely.
One of them has a leg hanging off the bed.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So yeah, day two comes, and unless anybody has anything important that they need to do, day two will end.
Okay.
And
All
we're
right.
getting to the town on day 3, right?
Yes, the morning of. Vera, if my calculations are correct, we should be getting into Drake's Ridge around 8:30 in the morning.
How far into the plate is Drake's Ridge? This is not like on the edge, is
Enough
it?
that there's not a shoreline close
That's what I
by.
thought. Okay,
So you will have to float over land.
cool.
Um,
Oh yeah. I know Chauncey's gonna like drag Jed to that like storage hatch at one point just to have a conversation that'll happen off
Yep.
screen and come back later.
Yep, I have already
Yeah.
told Colton we're bookmarking that as well as his brother's conversation. So yeah. Anyway, so the second day comes and goes, and the morning of, as the dirigible floats into Drake's Ridge, Vera actually maneuvers the Zeppelin, the dirigible, and lands it on the ground. Probably a good maybe 10-minute walk until the general store. In a nice big flat plain. She and Amethyst get out and begin tying up the Zeppelin. Well, I think we're gonna stay in town for a day or two before heading back out since it's 4 days. Um, I do have a present for you. Um, and she goes into the Zeppelin and comes out, and following her is the parade automata that was in the hold. Ta-da!
I'm so excited. Is Drake's Ridge getting a parade automata?
I just think it might, brighten up this place a little bit more.
Can I give you a hug, Miss Vera? I'm so delighted.
Oh, of course. And she
Oh.
gives you a hug, little tiny gnome.
I love it.
I mean, if you're going to stay in town, you have to come with me back to see Hortensia and Delmas. I don't Hortensia wouldn't let me hear the end of it if she didn't get to see you if you were in town. So
Right. Well, let me actually see if I program this thing correctly. And she kind of knocks on it, and it comes up to life. And just welcome to Dog's Range. No, And she just opens up the stomach and pulls out the cards and starts flipping through them. Where did I, what was,
Dog's rot.
I think Dog's Ranch sounds like a much better name.
Yeah, I was like, Dodge Garage is
She's
amazing.
flipping through the like 80 punch cards she has in this thing, and oh, it was upside down. Flips it over, puts it back in, shuts it. Bzzz. Welcome to Drake's Ridge. There we go. All right.
Yay!
I'm not sure where I can drop this thing off, but might as well head on into town, I guess.
Uh, yeah, that would probably be for the best. Maybe we could boot it up and store it at the blacksmith when it's not in usage, or I don't know if we have room for it at the general store where I stay at, but we can find a place for it to at night or overnight or recharge or whatever it needs to do. There's 3 artificers living in town. I'm sure one of us can repair it if need be.
Oh, yes, and I can leave some schematics as well. Um, I'm sure I have them around here somewhere. I'll be staying for a day or two. So where would you all like to head first?
Oh God.
I haven't been here in so long.
It's been
Uh,
at least 2 weeks, I think.
there was no bath in the dirigible, right?
I would like to find some place on the edge of town where I can set up my tower every day.
Sure.
Oh, he's looking for property.
Oh,
Gentrifying the edge of town.
Oh my
turns
God.
out, I actually know someone who's got some property on the edge of town.
Perfect.
Oh,
I
is it
don't know if
Marcus's
we
cabin?
remember the cabin from like way back
Episode
when.
2.
A
Yeah,
million years ago.
but there's a canon like cabin with a little bit of woods like out on the edge of town.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, if I could borrow, part of your French property, that'd be great.
Yeah, that totally works. I'll have to see if I can
I'll have to fuck.
get in touch with him.
I own the property, but for some reason I have to fuck to get onto it. I don't know why.
Okay, no, that wasn't.
The only thing, the lock is a fleshlight. I don't know why.
Not sponsored.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Just a friend of the
Friend of the
real
podcast.
Deep friend of the pod. Deep friend of the pod.
I
Anyway,
mean, there are other things that get deeper than that, though.
yeah, they do. Anyway, so as you stroll into town, you do see that there are a few more houses that have gone up. And you also see there is a sign outside of Zelina's shop, finally, a nice wooden sign. And you see her walk out of her shop along with this little old lady with her purse that's kind of walking. Oh, thank you, Zelina. I'll see you next week for a touch-up. As she kind of wanders away, it's a beautiful haircut, and it looks like she's doing some kind of dye thing with the hair, trying to change the color a little bit, make it look a little bit more silvery, bring out, not so gray and other things like that. Um, and it takes you a hot second, but you instantly realize Zelina's not disguised. She has her wings out, her tail out, her horns out,
I love it.
just
Good for her.
Okay.
waving goodbye to this little old lady walking away. As she kind of turns. Oh, hello, how are you all?
Well, I was just thinking about you, Zelina. It is so nice to see you in such rare form.
You're looking great.
Oh, I thank you. Looks are, of course, my specialty. Um, yeah, um, Father Hale has been on a bit of a tirade. Um, Not exactly sure how he figured me out, but he did. And the townspeople interestingly backed me up. I thought I was gonna get run out of town for sure, but
Hmm.
someone called him an asshole.
Well, isn't that just refreshing?
I know. People haven't been going to the church all that often anymore. It
Hmm.
seems he's just been starting to say a lot of just nasty things.
But you know what, my dear? Do you have time for a walk in? I have just been
Oh,
dreading these split ends here, and
of
let's do catch
course.
up.
Yes, and she guides you in. She
I
actually
like
has
Lila's
furniture
hair, like
now.
low key, is actually perfect, but like just for a second before she walks in the door, like she just like makes it kind of shitty real quick so she can like have a nice
Do
Uh-huh.
a little
haircut.
reverse prestidigitation.
Yeah, so she guides you in, and you notice she actually has three imps that are working for her, as well as actual furniture. She didn't have Jack Diddley Squat when she came to town,
Mm.
but now she actually has furniture. It seems mostly like home vanities and like chairs, like it's an actual like four-legged chair, not like a hairdresser's chair or
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
like that. But it seems that people have gifted her furniture from their home to run her
Oh.
business. Um, and she does have three imps. One of them is black, one of them is white, and the other is gray. And they seem to be doing simple things like washing combs and folding towels and things like that just around as she gets out her scissors and sits you down. So, what are we looking for today?
Oh, do surprise me, hun. Just work your magic. I'm just looking for a little primping and
I
pampering.
love to hear that. And she looks like she's keeping just a steady rhythm with the scissors, but the blades start, they almost are a blur, and you hear almost like dragonfly wings behind your head as she's just mowing through
Ooh,
your hair.
okay. A little more aggressive than I was expecting.
Which is weird because she starts moving your hair and flicking across, and occasionally she'll pick up some sort of like bottle and spray it in. So, what have you been up to as she continues?
Oh, little bit of this and that, just adventuring all over the place, seeing what kind of shenanigans I can get up to.
Oh, sounds very interesting. It's been a bit boring here, except of course for Father Hale. Oh, by the way, all done. And your hair is now in like this beautiful sort of updo, almost like a what's the chignon,
Oh,
whatever,
yeah, yeah, okay, okay, all right.
sort of swirl, with almost like a hint of the victory roll in the front.
Hmm.
Um, kind of that. It's literally been about 5 minutes.
I think it brings out my cheekbones.
Really suits you, Miss Lila, for sure.
Hmm. Well, thank you.
So
Yeah.
what's this hot goss about Father Hale exactly?
Do tell.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, he I don't know what brought it on. I guess his daughter hasn't been home in quite some time. Um, and he's been quite angry about it. He's been saying that there's, you know, all kinds of bad influences coming into town. We did have those two Lamia that came into town, and we also had a rainbow come into town.
Rainbow.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
Mm.
yeah, what was it? Karaoke
Leprechaun.
Bear and the Forest Bunch, I think they called themselves. Anyway, it's a new thing
Okay.
that's happening. It's supposed to be happening every Tuesday. Um, and people just go to the bar and sing.
Well,
I
that
don't know
sounds
why.
fabulous.
Um, they got all new beers.
I
And
love
the
it.
Lamia are like opening a public library.
Mm.
Apparently, Mayor Yvonne just had a bunch of books in her basement that she didn't know what to do with, and they're starting a public library. Oh, and that stable girl, the orc one. I didn't know she wrote books, but apparently, the newspaper lady is letting her use the printing press to print books
Gertie.
and
There we go.
sell
Gertie.
them. Oh, Gertie, yes, that's her name, Gertie. Yeah, she's
Well, good
been,
for her.
yeah, it's been an interesting couple of days. Last night. A new person came into town as well, a sister Igraine, and she's kind of been meeting with people in the streets and preaching the good word of O, and people seem to be responding to it more than Father Hale, which of course is making Father Hale more angry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did we know her? Did we meet? Was she an NPC we met somewhere else that I don't remember?
Nope.
The
Yeah, I'm
name
like
doesn't sound
we
familiar.
don't know her. Yeah.
Name doesn't sound familiar at all.
Cool, 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 cool. Well, that is a lot of developments in a relatively short amount of time.
It is.
A
We're
lot of
just
sharing of
casually
knowledge.
turning
I love
Drakesbridge
this.
into a metropolis.
Yeah, honestly, like entering a Renaissance period here.
Well, this was supposed to be a base builder, and then everyone made characters that were like, fuck this town, we're gonna burn it to the fucking ground. And I'm like,
I don't
good to
hate this
know.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it was lovely catching up with you. We'll have to catch up again later, perhaps if you need a little bit of a touch up or if you want a different color for your hair. I'd be happy to do a little dye job for you.
Sounds like fun. I'll be sure to book ahead this time.
Oh, of course. And one of the imps kind of floats over the gray one, who's a bit more kind of heavy set. You want the book now?
Oh, uh, no, I'll come to call at a later time. But what do I owe you for the due?
Well, the townsfolk have insisted I charge actual money and not just what I usually charge. So, 2 silver.
No problem. There. Move to silver. Boom.
All right. Well, I will see you when I see you next. Yeah, and you
You
head
have
back
yourself a
out,
lovely day.
and all the
Uh,
imps wave, surprisingly friendly. Um,
No. No. I'm good, thank you.
so yeah, as you all head back out into the street, um, I don't know if did Vera tag along for this entire like 15-minute exchange,
Uh,
or would you all have like sent her off towards the blacksmith?
well, I would want to take her to the
Chauncey.
blacksmith
Yeah.
myself.
Oh.
Okay.
So,
So I mean, if you don't want in on this sort of conversation, I can say that while this haircut is happening, you walk her over to the
Sure.
blacksmith.
Yeah.
Um, and as you enter the blacksmith, you do see Hortensia with a huge sort of schematic up on a drawing board, as well as a sort of scale model of the water tower with various measurements on the metal. The frame did go, the wooden trusses did go up, but the metal bucket at the top has not gone up yet, as she's kind of doing some measurement calculations as she turns and, Vera, oh, Hortensia, and they go in, and of course they hug, and Delmas kind of peeks out, and where did you find Vera?
uh, Vera was on Amarillo.
Oh, that's I didn't know. Well, I'm only staying for a couple of days, but I did drop off this as walking through the door. It is a bit too tall for the door, and it kind of bonk whacks its head as it comes in. Hello, I'm here to entertain. I see you haven't given up your habit of making automata. Oh no, I don't think I could have. He's we call him a parade automata. He introduces visitors to the town. Well, we certainly are getting a lot of new population coming in. So I guess he'd be useful.
I noticed we, Vera and I, before we left, we ran into that hairdresser. She's Zelinda, right? Zelinda?
Zelina.
Zelina. Okay. She's a demon, huh? Or a devil? A succubus of sorts?
Yes, she certainly is. I will say I think you knew that beforehand.
Oh no, Chauncey knew that. He's just trying to make small talk about like, oh,
Trying to
what's
make
going
small
on in
talk.
town? Yeah.
Yeah, Father Hale has been on a bit of a tirade recently. Um, Yelling, screaming, saying things are unnatural. Um, yeah, he didn't take kindly to finding out that she was a succubus in disguise. He showed up outside of her place, and I think that's when he really started losing townsfolk. People aren't really going to service anymore. Um,
Oof.
Hmm.
but yeah.
Any other big developments I should know about?
Oh, yes. We have a public library now, and Gertie has started printing her books. Um, I tried reading one of her books, and they're not for me. They're a bit much in a lot of departments. Um,
Mm. Mm. You
but
know,
yeah, she started printing those. Have you heard of karaoke before?
I can't say that I have.
Yeah, well, a rainbow showed up, and apparently there's a bear who does it. Karaoke bear, he calls himself.
Oh.
Apparently they're doing a every Tuesday night they're doing a karaoke night over at the Salty Spittoon. Um,
Hmm. Good to know. I'm happy to hear that the town's been thriving since I left.
it certainly has. We've had a few more people move in, just general yokels from other places, from Alpine Springs as well. Decided to move here, wanted something a little bit more interesting and a little bit less cloudy.
hmm, don't blame them for that. Do you need help with that water tower?
Yeah, I'm trying to I want it to have a certain water amount of water inside of it, but then the weight's all wrong, and we'll just say we cut there.
Hmm.
As she shows you the model and the calculations on how many gallons of water it fits as opposed to other sizes, but weight is also a problem and that kind of stuff. So we'll just go from there. Um, all right. So the rest of the day is, of course, yours to do with what you will.
Hmm.
I don't have much to do in this town, honestly.
I've got a bath and then a visit with
Oh,
Billy.
yeah, the bath.
What
Um,
bath, bitch?
Well,
Lyla took
I
the
was
room.
just,
I'm
I
just
need,
fucking with you. I mean, by all means, find
right.
yourself a bath. I'm sure there's one somewhere, but no, this one.
I need to take a bath after spending how much time on the druid.
Days, days on that blimp after the whatchamacallit fight in the Wilkins
Days on the
Manor.
blimp.
That's a good point. I'm like Adrian. I guess you're gonna have to find a room at the end or something for long term stay.
Oh,
Because
he has a room, didn't he? Yeah, he got a room.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm
and
like
he
we
He
all
got the
have.
got
room with the
himself the one with
bath,
the
and
bathtub.
then Lila convinced him to switch rooms.
Yeah,
So she had the room with the bath.
yeah,
Very nice.
because she's petty.
Even
Uh,
though Lila owns a house on the edge of town.
And yet still stays at the inn.
Well, yeah, that's Marcus's house.
Why,
That's
yes.
not.
Duh.
you have to diversify your portfolio, investment opportunities.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
Love
goodness.
it.
I
This is where
forget.
the action's happening. She's got
I
to
like
be
to
in the
think
middle of
Adrian
it.
goes to school like once every 2 weeks or something.
Goes one to the end.
Yeah, so you can certainly go to the inn. Um, if you wanted a room with a bath, you would either have to ask Lila politely to use the bath, or you would have to rent another room. Um,
Lila, darling, Could
Oop. I don't know. Yes, my dear.
may I use the bath that you so eloquently took from me?
Huh. Well, I don't know. It's been a long flight. You might have to give me some time to soak my troubles away. Oh, and she just stretches.
Adrien gets up close and personal to Lyla, and he says,
Woo!
"Okay, either
Coming in
I'm
hot there.
okay, either I'm taking a bath or we're both taking a bath together."
Well, goddamn. I didn't know it was like that. Most people got to pay for the pleasure.
I've never had to pay for it.
Well, then I guess you better get used to being all dirty.
Well, I'm sure you have plenty of experience in that regard.
I certainly do. Unfortunately, not the mood today.
He's going to the lake.
I go big
All
into
right.
the lake.
You were
Roll
welcome
the
to take a
Constitution
bath
save for
after she was
parasites.
done. She did
I'm
say
kidding.
you could do it. Just you had to wait till she was done.
I forgot there's a lake here.
Yeah, it kind of fell out of the plot line when Volantrios got taken by
Yeah, I was
Little
like,
Bro
well,
Peep.
yeah, Valantrius
Oh
lives
yeah,
there
yeah,
or
because
lived
that was
there.
like his whole
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, that was his home. I'm sure his tent is still there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it is.
Raid it for the single pan.
Yep, boil some hot water.
I know Chauncey's gonna want to go check in
Ooh.
with Dez for damn sure, and
I want
probably
to
check
check
in
on the dragon elves. I want to check on Marseille.
Yeah,
Oh.
you certainly can. You see them kind of running around the pen that has been created, which is hilarious because they can fly.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh hi, baby. Oh hi.
Yep, as it kind of waddles
Yeah.
up to the fence. And you
Except
see
it's huge, you know.
it's huge. It's like a giraffe. And you do see Gertie with a bucket that looks like it's filled with chicken, kind of shaking it to one of the dragonelles that's sitting on the roof where like Chauncey's room and Gertie's room are kind of sitting up top, and she's like, "Come on, get down." Get down. And she's shaking the bucket of chicken, and it's just looking at her like, no.
Now you behave now, Marseille. What did I tell you about all that attitude?
If you'd like to make an animal handling check for that, you certainly can.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay. Oh god. I forgot. I'm actually not good at it, but I'm the only one who has anything in it. That's why I've been
Very true.
24.
You watch as Marseille kind of looks over to you and then reluctantly climbs off the roof of the general store
It's a
and
good
sits
girl.
down in a huff and reluctantly accepts the bucket of chicken that Gertie has.
Love it.
As Gertie kind of comes over. Well, thank you for that. Ooh, it's been quite a day taking care of these. You should see the amount of shit I have to shovel.
I somehow knew that you were going to bring up the size of that scoop.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
I've already
I do
broken a
appreciate you
shovel.
putting in the effort for us. I really do.
Yeah. Well, they'll be here. I had to move Cinnamon and Sugar Dust. We're thinking about
Yeah.
building a brand new stable, one for these little rascals and one for our actual horses.
Probably wise. I'm imagining they don't get along very well.
Well, Sugar Dust kind of just stands in the corner. It's Cinnamon that kind of gets all up and personal.
Mm.
I think these things were raised around horses because
That's
they're not
good.
going after them.
Right.
They don't
Right.
see them as food.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Well, I hear that you are a published author now, Miss Gertie.
I am. I think I've only published 2 out of the 7 books I've written.
Wow. I do not know where you find the time in between, you know, Scooping.
Well, you find when you can.
But I applaud you for it, my dear. I really do. You keep at it.
Well, I certainly will.
I'm gonna just check in with a few other folks. And maybe she just like flips a gold or two to Gertie, like for taking care of the dragonelles. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
why, thank you.
There was a Chauncey thing you wanted to do. I didn't mean to like
Yeah,
we hit it at the same time there.
I wanted Chauncey to check on with Dez and see what his stocks were doing in the store, check how the overall general store is doing, see if he made any gold the last 2 weeks from stuff selling, just that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
All right.
So Chauncey will go into the general store. Presumably at this point, Jed has run off to check on Father Hale or something.
Who's
I think
being a dick.
there's like one forlorn, longing glance as Jed walks off into the distance, and Chauncey's like, "I can't touch him no more." But
True.
yeah, Chauncey's gonna go to the general store and just check in with Dez.
Yeah.
Dez. What's the state of the store in when he goes inside?
You notice the stock of dresses has gone down a little bit, as has the stuffed animals. You also notice that next to her chili jam and chili jelly that she has, there's a new sort of multiple jars of a pinkish jelly, that as you look closer is labeled hearthberry.
Huh.
Um, as she started, obviously, at least somewhat started to grow the hearthberries as she comes out. Oh, welcome back. Um, I think you definitely made a bit of gold. Lots of people bought your dresses. Um,
Oh, wonderful. The town seems bustling and livelier than ever. The water tower's about to go up. I heard there's a library going in. Gertie
oh
published
yes,
that erotica she's been writing.
yes. The
I,
the ladies in town are going wild for it. I have no idea why. I tried reading one page and I had to put it down.
uh,
Um,
I think it'd make Lyla blush if she read through. I had to proofread a few chapters a few months ago,
oh
and
no.
I think it'd make Lyla blush.
Well, anyway, it's apparently getting eaten up. Um, I think you made about
Them purple
25
hair
gold.
ladies.
25 gold. That means Chauncey's got like fucking what?
A lot.
50,000
A lot.
gold. He's got 25,000 gold and then 25,000 worth of gems.
Oh yeah,
Got
from the giant
25 more
castle.
gold. I'm gonna give
Christ.
her 5 of the gold, and I'm gonna only take 20 of it. Um, so just just be like, I'm sorry I've been out of town so often lately. Des, it's just been one thing after another. I promise I don't mind minding the store when I'm around. I don't know. I don't know. Things have been crazy busy, you know?
Well, it certainly sounds like it. Um, I started growing those hearth berries, um, out back. I had to build a greenhouse because I was worried that those rocking horse flies were gonna get somewhere else that they didn't need to be. So they're kind of trapped in there. But those things grow real fast,
Hmm,
like incredibly fast. So
noted.
I've been making quite a few jars of a hearthberry jelly. Did you know that hearthberry jelly toasts the bread you put it on? Because I didn't know that, and I burnt a piece of toast putting it on there, so it had to include a warning there.
I mean,
Um,
really, it's efficient.
it
It's
is.
You just need bread. You don't need any sort of heat once you put it on there. Though it's a miracle it doesn't burn your mouth when you eat it.
I know. I'm assuming it has to do with it being one of those fey things.
Mm. Face shit, it's crazy.
It certainly is. Well, anyway, I will say Birdie's been helping out around the store a little bit.
Oh, Birdie's up and about?
Surprisingly, she is up and about. Whatever's growing out of her back hasn't sprouted entirely, but it has stopped bleeding. I don't need to lance it anymore, thank goodness. The amount of times I had to scrub down that room because I did not put the blade in right, and suddenly the room had a new coat of paint.
Oh,
Um, yeah, not great. But luckily that hasn't been needed for quite some time.
That sounds fantastic. Maybe I should. Is she upstairs? Is she?
Yeah, I think she's upstairs. She's also holding down solid food now, so she can actually have a nice meal and not throw it back up.
So she doesn't need any more of my gruel?
Not really, no.
But she kept it down, right?
She did manage to keep it down.
Good, good, good. I'm gonna go. Oh, and Chauncey's just gonna pull out the one bag of holding, upend it, and you just see a pile of stuffed animals fall out onto the floor as
Now,
he
when did
shakes
you
it.
have time to do all these? Because these are, as she holds up the salamander, and it's like almost the size of her upper body.
We had a lot of travel time that I was trapped on a flying boat.
Is that what that thing was that landed at the edge of town?
Yeah, my old friend Vera's flying boat. Sewing proficiency check. I rolled a nat 20 for with my
Jesus.
toolkit, so
Jesus
uh
Christ.
that plus I guidanced it for a 21 plus my modifier is 8 plus 5 is 13. That's a 34 on a I made a lot of stuffed animals in those 2 days. A
You
lot of good
certainly
stuffed
did. You
animals.
certainly did high quality stuffed animals.
Um, Chauncey's like a million Victorian children working the sewing machines at once.
Dead.
wow.
Oh my goodness.
That was
All
dark.
right.
Oh,
So
But he
yeah.
doesn't lose his fingers to the wheels.
That was dark.
bruh.
Okay. Um,
I'm
all
done after that. I mean, I want to check on Birdie at some point, but somebody else can go for a hot second. It doesn't need to be the Chauncey hour.
yeah. Is there anybody else that wants to do anything before we go into our long rest?
Uh,
I have
I'm good.
nothing else I want to accomplish today. Maybe like a drink at the bar and then go set up my tower. That's
Okay. Does someone want to roll a D100 for no particular reason?
I'll do
No.
it. I'll do it.
All right.
55.
All right. So as you are getting a drink at the bar, um, you realize it's Tuesday.
oh no, not karaoke.
Yes, this is what I wanted
Oh my
from a
God.
And
while.
I
coming
was
out
about
on
to say,
stage is a large bear, followed by a duck and several other forest animals, as everyone seems to get fucking excited.
I'm gonna pull out my Sydney Stone and just be like, Chauncey, you have to get to the fucking end now.
And yeah, they start having people one by one come up. They're handed a stick. And people sing into the stick as Karaoke Bear waves his arms. It's weird because Karaoke Bear is not technically an awakened animal. He can't talk, but he can cast minor illusion. In minor illusions, the lyrics in like colorful rainbow lettering and has like a little thing that bounces along the words as everybody sings. Um, along with the music. And this goes on for about maybe 4 hours
This is
of
amazing.
non-stop karaoke.
So I
Um,
let you're always at the end, right?
Oh yeah, I
Do you
mean,
wanna join me for a duet?
100%. There's literally nothing that I would love more.
all right, roll me
Yay.
a performance check as you all get up and you all are handed the singing sticks.
Oh,
Um,
listen, bitch, we got the wand of pyrotechnics. We've got the fucking sphere of twilight. Fucking there's stars behind us and shit. I think I have a wand of conducting. We've got like a quad. Like we are on this. Okay.
17.
Performance check. Okay, here we go. I got a 29.
Lyla is carrying.
She said, kick and turn and tap, tap, fussy.
People are going wild for your performance of whatever song it is that you are performing. This bear
Waiting for
seems to
the
know
night.
it all.
See, I thought you were just gonna go my neck, my back.
we go from, we go
That
from one
classic
into
ballad.
the other.
I'm bringing sexy back.
Full on, push it from Salt and
Yeah.
Pepper.
I feel like at some point in the middle of this, Chauncey just leans over to Adrien and he's like, I really pity whoever has to go on stage after her at any point this evening.
Me and Lyla refuse to relinquish our sticks.
It's just a 45-minute Lyla and Shawthorn show.
Somebody just keeps trying to come up, and she's like, as she's doing the dance, just kick and no.
It seems like people don't really mind with a 29 performance check carrying everyone performing.
Yes.
Yeah, you managed to turn it into a 45-minute Lyla and Shaw show.
It's giving
yeah.
everything.
Everyone is having an absolute blast. The alcohol is also very good, as it seems to have been made by unearthly hands.
Ooh,
Mm.
sexy.
Almost as if it were made by leprechauns.
Yes, I forgot about the leprechauns.
Wait, are we in the Xanax aura right now, or is that not here?
That's not there. I will say you probably saw a little bit of a rainbow kind of peeking up over the tavern. So it seems like the rainbow is out back.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably say at this point, at some point, next to you, appearing on the bar, is the very familiar Chester the cat.
Yes,
Appears.
Chester.
Well, I've been holding down the fort as long as possible. Thankfully, they, now that they have things to do, they are, a little less mischievous.
What's new, pussycat? Whoa.
I hate that song, and yet it is so popular.
It was
I'm-
the one that popped in.
I'm glad that you and your people managed to get across the seas fine, Chester. I hope you enjoy our humble little town.
Yes, it's quite
Oh,
interesting.
shit.
Lots of, planar energy.
You don't say. From where?
Well, I mean, you have the succubus and the lamia, and now a piece of the literal Feywild. Anything else, and portals might start opening.
Oh. I'll look over at Adrien. Oh, that's probably not good.
What? What's not good?
Apparently, if we get too many more interplanar entities, we could get some random portals opening. And we don't like those, do we?
I
It's
feel
a
like
possibility. Drawing
like-
upon planar energy.
I feel like Adrian.
What do you have against immigration?
Adrien.
What was Adrien trying to say?
I feel like Adrian would know about this, considering his years and years and years and years and years and years of study.
Roll me an Arcana check.
That's going to be a 14.
In your head now, isn't it?
So with a 14, I mean, it's possible that if you get too many planar things together, particularly powerful planar things together, there's a possibility that planes might be pulled closer to each other. The cosmology of the universe is not fixed, as in the wheel is only a model. In reality, the planes are kind of all stacked on top of each other, and also simultaneously next to each other.
Right.
And so there's a possibility that the planes might cross over each other and be close. And having many, 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 many planar things from one particular plane could draw a plane close. Might not necessarily cause a merge or a portal, but it will be easier to hop between realms.
So, I mean, it's a possibility. Um, you know, the energy of certain creatures, especially when condensed, will draw in the energies of certain planes.
So we just need
Um,
to stop the energy fluctuations then?
Something to that effect, yes. I'm sure if we came together with our expertise, we could create something.
And Chauncey's just gonna think about the time he and Hortensia siphoned the heart of the salamander to power up a bunch of magic items, and he's like, interplanar energies. Huh.
Unfortunately, I'm tapped out of knowledge there, and you watch as he vanishes.
I love that cat.
It is. We should probably think about that. Maybe not tonight, but that is a thought to revisit at a later date. The last
Yeah,
time we opened up a portal, that frog, the frog fell out of it. We don't want that here.
well, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be something bad that comes through. We just have to keep our vigil up.
Is that Chauncey's just like turning his head towards the two of them singing on the stage? What song is that?
Baby got back.
My
Uh,
Pony by Genuine.
oh, yes, that's the one.
I didn't know Lyla could move like that.
Uh,
Pony, my pony.
I didn't know Shaw could move like that.
Full on, full body rolls in sync.
Yeah.
Did they
okay,
practice and we didn't notice?
We have choreo.
Yes.
Somehow.
that's what they practice early in the morning.
Yes, all those extra hours.
Lyla actually was teaching me to dance the whole time.
Yes,
It's like dirty dancing.
Oh my goodness.
absolutely.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God. Okay, so I think this is probably the point in which things begin to wind down for the evening. Um,
Thank you, Drake's Ridge.
woo, as all the party guests just, yeah. Eventually, you all settle down for your long rest. However, there is a nighttime visitor that comes. Lyla, you don't need to sleep, but yet you are still in your room,
Yeah, chilling.
your brand new room.
Mm-hmm.
You feel the temperature drop about 3 degrees. It's noticeable. And you watch. There's a crack in the door near the ceiling that draws your attention for some reason. You watch as the light in it that's coming out from the hallway suddenly go dark.
Okay. All right.
And then coming through it, somehow, almost like jelly, is an arm. A human arm, pale,
Nope.
long clawed nails, a long, sort of flowy sleeve that comes out and begins to pull more of it coming through as a woman with red hair, pale gold eyes that look like cat's eyes crawls onto the ceiling, and you hear Adrien, Adrien, as it crawls down the wall, across the ceiling and down the wall towards you, and then looks you dead in the face and just, who are you?
Yeah, like wrong number.
Wrong room,
As she's still
sorry.
stuck to the wall, full on stuck to the wall, staring at you, mouth open a little bit. You see fangs inside of her mouth, these gold eyes staring back at you.
Hello?
Where
Who
is
are you?
Adrien? This is awkward. As she almost then crawls down across the headboard onto the floor and stands up.
Yeah, awkward. You want to tell me last time I had a visitor in my room this late, it cost him 100 gold. So,
I do not have that kind of money on me.
well, then I suggest you exit the way that you came in.
Where is Adrien?
Girl,
Derosiers.
what? Who the hell do I look like? His keeper? I don't know what he's doing. It's 3 a.m.
I was under the impression he was in this room.
Well, do you see him?
I do not.
Well, then there you go. So, why are you looking for him?
His grandfather has a message for him.
Got it. He couldn't like call or something. You had to do the sealing shit.
It is customary.
Okay. Cool. Well, try your tradition next door then.
It's the culture.
And you watch as she crawls back up the wall and then down through the same hole, squeezing through the hole, and suddenly the light pours back in as
The
your room
hell,
warms
lady?
up 3 degrees.
Jeez.
Is there anyone else in the inn, or have you all gone to like towers or other things aside from Adrien, who I'm assuming is in
Oh,
his room?
Chauncey definitely went back to his room, and there was probably just like this moment where he's like, "This is my first night sleeping alone in 2 weeks, or nearly 2 weeks, whatever." And he's like, "Fuck," before he goes to bed. But yeah, Chauncey's having a moment.
All right, is that in the tower or in the
Yeah, Chauncey, where do you stay?
Chauncey's staying in his own fucking room. He got a room in town.
Oh.
the
Yeah,
one that's now? Oh wait, no, that was Gertie's room.
Gertie's room belongs to
Gertie
Birdie
gave
now.
up that room. So, yep.
Chauncey got the big room above the general store.
All right, yep. All right. So, Adrien, you
Yes.
feel the room's temperature drop as squeezing through the hole is this same woman, although you didn't know she visited Lyla first, crawling across the ceiling down onto the floor. Adrien! As she stands back up. You would recognize her. She is not technically a noblewoman, but she is kind of one of the many, many students of your grandfather, and she has kind of taken on the role of being a messenger, as she is skilled in traveling through interesting places. Um, so she has appeared before you. Her name is Zora. You are not sure of her last name. Um, as she stands, Adrien, have you found the page?
Adrian puts down his book and looks at Zora and is like, "Hi, Zora. Nice to see you." No, so complicated. I found the page, but it has been stolen by this group called the Gunpowder Witches. We are currently in pursuit of both them and the page.
Um, did Adrian didn't see it get taken by Grozd, did he?
Well, I assume he would know, but just in general.
Okay, I
I
think
mean, for
I'm
sure,
sure.
like I know Chauncey and Jed's brother saw it.
Yeah.
So Chauncey's gonna not have kept that from the rest of the party. That'd be a douche canoe thing to do. So everybody knows Grozd took it.
Yeah, Gross took page.
okay. I just wanted to make sure because I'm like, did that get shared around? Does Adrian know that? Okay. Hmm. That is unfortunate. We were hoping to have the page back.
Yes, I understand. And please send my grandfather the message that um, I am still in pursuit, but I know who has the page now, and um, I have allies that are working with me to achieve this goal.
Wonderful. I will relay that. And you watch as she scrambles once again up the wall, down and out through the top of the door, squeezing unnaturally through a tiny crack and then vanishing as the room warms back up about 2 degrees.
No.
All right. And so now everybody has had a successful long rest, and we are going into the very next day. So we are going to take it day by day for a few days, just because town has a lot of interesting things and people need to catch up with things. So what is everybody doing?
I would like to set up a meeting with the mayor.
All right.
Maybe a
So
party meeting with the mayor? Would anyone like to join me for this meeting with the mayor?
That would probably be a good idea.
Yeah, why not? Let's make it a thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mm.
all right.
You want to
So
like
you all
you like making rounds in the morning to like gather everybody up
yeah,
or
I'll collect everyone.
word.
all right. So you all make your way to the mayor's tower, and you do see there is a banner hand painted. It's very obvious it was done by the Lamia, who kind of struggle with writing common, as a lot of the characters look like they are written. They're written in common, but they're written like infernal,
Hmm.
as it's written, public library opening soon. And it's clear that there is the door open to the actual town hall. Um, and as you go up to the tower, uh, the door, surprisingly, does not appear. It usually does and then opens for you, but the tower door does not appear as you approach.
That's strange. Why isn't the door here yet?
Gonna like knock on the tower.
You get no response as you kind of knock on the tower.
Uh,
Is Mary Yvonne not here?
anyone around town hall? Maybe an assistant or something.
Yeah, so you head on over to town hall and you see um, this sort of main town hall area. There's a vestibule in the front, and then opening up to kind of the main chamber that people would use to hold meetings and things like that. You do see piles upon piles of books, as well as you do actually see Mayor Yvonne kind of wandering between them, as well as the two Lamia that you rescued from the ship. Who seem to be cataloging books, and you do see a line of people. The male Lamia is kind of laying down because they are so tall, laying down on a pile of pillows that seem to have been scavenged from various places, as he is writing something and then hands something to someone at the front of the line. Next, as another person kind of comes up and he starts conversing with them quietly, writing and filling out some sort of a form. The female Lamia seems to be walking around and kind of picking up books, putting them down, writing them down, and then picking up some books and putting them on different piles. But you do see Mayor Yvonne kind of turns. Ah, hello. You have returned from adventuring. How are you?
Ah,
That's a loaded question. We're
Yeah.
fine.
I see.
Little tired.
Alive.
Mhm. The fabrication of the water tower drum should begin in about a day and a half once the rest of the materials arrive.
That is good. We need that. Um, so as you can see, my current project is a public library. It seems I had forgotten I had so many of these things in my basement. Um, might as well make them useful. And these lovely creatures are helping me organize them.
What a generous donation of time and resources from the both of you.
They seem very interested in books and their upkeep and keeping.
Mm.
Uh, they are signing people up for library cards, so that you can check out the books and take them and read them and then return them at a later date.
How delightful.
I enjoy a sharing of knowledge.
Yes, it is quite useful. Anyway, I'm sure you did not come here just for a library card.
Mm.
No.
Um,
Um,
perhaps maybe somewhere a bit more
Why are we here again? Oh, never
private.
mind.
Oh, well, wasn't that Shaw? This was your idea. What's going on?
oh, I was just gonna like, check in with the mayor, see what we could do around town. I mean,
Oh, well, private, like Lyla said, private. Where's somewhere private?
private.
What's
Maybe the
private in
tower?
town? The tower. Could we go
Yes,
to your
we can go
tower?
to we can go to the tower. And she guides you to the tower, which of course the door appears as she walks in and takes you up to her observatory. So, what did you want to talk about?
Well, um, I think we're gonna be in town for a while, right, guys? How long are we sticking around?
Uh, I don't know, but I'm sick of traveling. I'm
Mm. We did kind of leave that frog thingy roaming around there, but
The Knights of O said they'd take care of it.
that'll be fine. So yeah, I suppose.
Well, honestly, personally, I'm running low on monetary funds. I want to like offer up my services to the town, you know?
yeah.
I have
Yes.
certain skill sets. I would like to contribute.
Hmm. Well, how noble of you, Shaw.
Well, of course, the miners always need help. We do not have a lot of them, but we have enough. The Brignocks are filling the gaps, but they are not themselves heavy miners. They also run on cake. They refuse to work if they do not have cake, which is frustrating, but we work through it. Um,
Hmm.
we do, of course, have the project with the water tower. If you do have any other construction projects that you are wanting to start or see if there is a way to think about it, plan it out, put it in the budget. Now would be the time, I guess, since you are here for quite some time. I did notice we were gifted a automata.
Oh yes, delightful little invention. In
Yes. With our current growth, it would be a good idea to have at least some friendly face, even if it is made of metal. Um, Other than that, I'm not sure what else is significant that is happening around here.
Hmm. Perhaps
Um,
we maybe update the mayor on what happened on our travels.
Mayor, 1 second. Party meeting. What do we tell the mayor? What do we not tell the mayor?
the
I mean,
mayor, she does know about the book.
and
So,
the page missing,
and she knows
right?
about a
Because
book and a page missing because she's the one
we
that helped us.
right, we had a whole meeting with her to contact your brother, which
Mhm.
was Adrian's idea because of his page.
Yes.
So she at least knows about that.
We can tell her
Perhaps,
about that.
perhaps it's not a terrible idea to let her know that the page has been.
Co-opted by I feel like maybe we can keep the I'm possessed by an evil witch. I feel like we need to play those cards a little close to the chest,
Oh, I
everybody.
didn't
That
think that was on the
that's
table.
definitely a
I'm
thing we should
not.
never tell anyone.
Mm-mm.
That's an A and B conversation, so everyone else can see themselves out. I am A, the rest of you are my Bs.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we let her know about the demon lord guy.
We should probably let her know about the Demon Lord guy.
Word. Okay. Lyla definitely does not say word. That's not a that's not a Lyla
Also,
thing.
not my place to update this. I wasn't even here the first time y'all talked to her about it, so.
I feel like we should just leave it to you, Chauncey.
Oh, yay, public
Yeah.
speaking, my greatest skill
I was
of
gonna
them
say,
all.
I was gonna say, I think this page has more to do
Damn.
with you than anyone else, Adrien. But
Yeah, it kind of was your thing.
kind of your page.
Fine.
Break?
Break.
Oh, Chauncey just lightly shoves Adrien towards the mirror. Go get him, Tiger.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Excuse me for a second.
Excuse?
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm awake. So, are we at the mayor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are we-
She's
We
been
just
standing
like
there
turned
waiting.
around for a
Yeah,
second.
we
Okay,
like,
Yeah, you
one
all just like
second
turned around and huddled.
Yeah.
Alright. Sorry, I am like I'm like the crash test dummy about to hit the wall.
Mm.
So good day, good evening, good afternoon. I'm not sure what time it is in this fictional world.
We greeted her like she brought us back here.
It's morning.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good
She's aware.
Mhm.
good morning, Mayor. How are you?
I'm doing well. We've already gone through this.
Sorry, again, wall, me. All right. So above board, what is it exactly that we need to tell her, and what that we don't need to tell her? I know Chauncey's on the no tell, but are we telling her about the page?
Tell her that
Yes.
the page was taken by Grozd the Demon Lord and we killed some gunpowder witches.
See, it was that easy for you.
Yeah, above game, not in character.
Yeah, Chauncey's
Right.
not good at that.
Chauncey's not
Mark
good at
was
talking
the
to
public
people.
speaker last
I-
campaign,
I
but
wasn't even here for the original meeting of the mayor with this,
Mhm.
so
So we managed to find this one of the strongholds of the Gunpowder Witches, where we managed to infiltrate there, and we managed to help the Night Riders capture one of them, which was great, except for the fact that the page that we were after managed to escape our grasp by this being called Groz.
interesting.
Yeah, that's the
Yes,
word.
as you can imagine, it's been a very, very long few weeks.
I do have one also small update from last night that may or may not be pertinent that's needling into my brain currently.
Mhm.
Okay, so we can't
Yes.
tell her about that.
So I have a rapport with one of the Feywild creatures, a sardonic cat by the name of Chester. He's a decent fellow if you get to know him a little. He mentioned a lot of interplanar energies clashing here, so I'm going to try to figure out a way to sort that out before accidental portals to other planes of existence rip open. So,
I mean, like, are portals to other planes a bad thing? I mean, faster travel, like, right? I mean,
the last time a
transportation.
portal to another plane opened up, a giant frog monster fell out of it in front of us.
Well, maybe we should like build the wall and have the other planes pay for it, you know?
That seems like it would wreck the world economy. But
Oh, snap.
Dating the video. It's fine. I dated it last time when I was like, it's my birthday. Um, so, interesting. I have been getting slight premonitions of something that smells like volcanic ash. I do not
Great.
know how where if that is coming from perhaps the plane of fire. I do not know. If there is planar energy, it is possible. Um
And it's volcanic ash, not, I don't know, gunpowder or
Hellfire.
anything.
yes, it is definitely volcanic ash. I have smelled volcanic ash
Woo!
before.
Mm, okay.
Same.
Just need
Okay.
a lot of ash
Well,
and
I guess it is something to look out for. I will make a note of that.
Um,
She says and kind of flicks her hand and you watch as a owl claw, an ethereal owl claw forms, pulls a quill, and writes something down on a piece of paper before dunking the quill back in, and the hand vanishes. Well, is there anything else you need to report?
um,
no, just the crazy demon guy getting a hold of the powerful
Congrats on the
extra
bustling
planar
town,
object.
turning
Mhm.
into a real metropolis. It's
Yes, it is certainly eating into the budget. Um,
Oh my.
Do you
may I?
need some
maybe you should
funds?
raise the tariffs, you can make some more money that way.
that
Karaoke
Right.
does seem
night
like a
seems
good
People
like a
here
idea.
can
fun one.
definitely afford that.
The last few people who did that to towns, those towns were wiped off the map, so I do not think that is a
I
good
see.
idea.
We'll have to find another way to
Maybe
make
get the
money.
word out that this is turning into a metropolis of different sorts of people, which might cause uh
Maybe we should work on
people.
exports. Would be a better way.
I was saying you could have it be part of the attraction and people would come here to spend their money and see what the buzz is about.
We are starting to get that a little bit with Karaoke Bear.
Oh, me and
Um,
Lyla
Let
love
me tell
karaoke
you
bear.
about karaoke.
I heard there was a person two people who took over last night at some point. I
Couldn't be
wondered if
me.
that was a familiar face or two.
Honestly, the two of you were, I thought I should have paid for the entrance to a show at the old Opry back home.
Show.
Well, you
You think
do
we can
know
make
how to
money off of this,
flatter a
Lyla?
girl. We did do it, didn't we? Did we do it?
We did it.
I think we did it.
God, is
Well,
this going to be a tour thing?
oh, we can make
Lyla
it
and Shaw
fun.
going on tour?
Yes.
They
Wait, Chauncey can make us matching outfits.
I already have five in my head planned. I need to know now, what are your opinions on rhinestones and sequins?
All good things.
More.
Yeah, cringe. Cringe.
More is
oh,
more.
Hey,
More
mother
is always more.
chance.
ah.
Too much is not enough. And larger than life is just the right size.
I think that's
I'm
all the
just imagining like you
important
guys are in the
updates.
middle of a show and then Aiden pops up.
No, he would never. He would never.
Aiden probably has
Because
stage fright.
yeah, he does. He's
Oh,
terrified of like
he
crowds
does
and
not
like
want the limelight. Absolutely not.
yeah, no, that's not him.
Well,
Oh,
Well, that's all our major updates for you. Do you have any major
Yeah,
updates for us?
just thought maybe it would be important for you to
not
know.
aside from our new publishing business, the newspaper.
Oh yeah,
Um,
we heard you had a new sister in town. Who dat?
oh yes, Sister Igraine. She has
Yeah.
come in since Father Hale has been difficult to deal with as of late. Um, she seems to like gathering in the town square and speaking to people there. Not so much a service or a sermon, but simply there in case people have questions or prayer requests.
Interesting.
Yes, the people seem to like her.
Maybe
Okay.
we should meet her.
I do
Probably.
not know where she lives, but perhaps if you meet her on a Sunday morning, it is where she is out and about the most.
How
Sounds.
many weeks has she been coming to town? Has it just been the 2 weeks since we left? She's only been here twice, or has she been here more often?
She has been around, but her services she offers on Sunday, so there has only been 2 days, but
Hmm.
she seems to enjoy being around here.
Hmm.
A little suspicious that she's been around for 2 weeks and no one knows where she lives.
Sure, somebody does, but not me.
Uh,
Well, I do have my public library to get back to ensure that it is set up properly. So unless you
Of
have
course.
anything else, I'm going to return to that.
We won't keep you any longer, Mayor.
I think I'm just
Well,
gonna go help with the public library. It
well,
Yeah,
sounds like
thank
my
same.
you.
vibe. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, we can always use some extra hands.
Well,
Uh,
I've
sorry.
oh, what are you going to do, Adrien?
Oh, I said same. I was gonna help with the library.
Yeah, that doesn't seem your speed, Lyla. What are you up to?
Lunch.
Uh-huh. She's already started on lunch. She has a ham sandwich in her mouth.
To be honest, all this new traffic in town has me wondering if I might be able to pick up a few new clients. I might just kind of
Make some money.
lurk around the bar.
Ah, well, best of luck there. I feel we've been in town less than a day, a full day, and I feel I have 25 different projects to work in. I'm already behind on half and ahead on the others. So if you need me, you have sending stones, or you'll probably find me at the general store or the blacksmithery. I
Or the
also
forge. Mm-hmm.
or the forge, yes. Oh, and goodness knows I need to see Vera off before she leaves, if she leaves today or tomorrow. I can't remember.
Oh, yes,
Chauncey's
we
brain is
lost
just
Mr.
going like
Well.
a mile a
Yeah,
minute at this point.
We can all meet.
understandable.
We can all meet her for dinner later. Zero.
Oh, yes. Dinner. What time is dinner? I've
Sunset.
got
We'll just do
sunset.
sunset. Sunset at the
Sunset.
end.
Sounds-
Sounds like fun.
Sunset.
Yeah.
All right. So, Chauncey, it sounds like you're heading off to the general store, and everyone else is either going to the tavern or staying at the library.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you head over to the general store. As you enter, you do see Des kind of standing off to one side, kind of looking towards your section with a strange look on her face, and her eyes meet yours, and she just points over towards your section, where you see a satyr dressed in a green suit with green glasses and a sort of green little top hat on his head. And you see a large dryad and three pixies that seem to be perusing your goods. The satyr seems to see you, and you must be the purveyor of these fine goods.
Uh, Hello. I crafted them. Des typically handles sales lately, but I was the one that crafted those. Uh, who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
You can call me Mr. Green, and I have heard about you from a friend who might have mentioned you off in the Feywild, and I have come here because what is in the courts is mundanity. Cottons, linens, silks, things of the mortal world. And I have come to perhaps buy a few of your wonderful dresses for some ladies of the court who are wanting to make an extravagant appearance.
There's like this moment where when he says mundanity in the back of his mind, I feel like Chauncey and Witch Mode are like break an arm, shoot him, stab him, punch him, hit him, like a
I was
profit
I was
commercial.
literally like, fuck this bitch.
But he's just gonna smile, and he's gonna smile. So a big thing in Chauncey land is that he does bear smile a lot, where he just kind of like raises his mustache up. His lips are typically closed. The only person in the party that regularly sees his mouth wide open is Jed. Um, but he's gonna smile full teeth at this guy as he's just like, I would love to help out. What did you have in mind?
No. The lady here would certainly like a dress. And we were looking at perhaps purchasing some of your dolls that are about the same size as... Do you sew the dresses to the dolls, or are you able to remove them?
Oh, I could stitch them to it, or we could make them posable. I mean, if a doll is the same size as Charles is going to go into the basics of like you can dress a doll if the limbs are appropriate to the clothing that goes on it, and explain how doll anatomy works to this guy. But in
Good.
like five, no, it's gonna take 5 minutes for Chauncey to do that, and then in summation, he's like, "So yes, I mean, we can size dresses to dolls. We can match dolls to ladies. We can dress ladies identical to the dolls that they carry. That could be a thing."
It could. We were wondering, as he picks up a doll, one of the lovely pixies here likes this dress in particular. It would be a shame to strip it off the doll and purchase it, but not the doll itself. I'm sure some hag would be very happy to use this as a puppet. So the dress can come off.
Yes, that one. Yes, I didn't stitch it directly to the doll. Here, Chauncey's gonna take it off of him and just like. He's gonna like maybe he might have to like undo a stitch or seam here or there, and then like pull the doll out and then re-stitch the seam or something. But it doesn't take him long, I think, to do that. It's
Wonderful.
not
They are
Velcro does not exist in this
right.
reality yet,
Right. It
but
doesn't. No.
Until you invent
Wonderful.
it.
You could invent it. Wonderful. They are just the right size for the pixies. How much are these dresses and dolls and things?
Chauncey's just like, oh shit, what did Des tell me I should price these at? Hmm. Do you carry mortal money? Is that a thing in the Feywild?
We do.
Uh, Above game, I have no idea what Chauncey should ask for these. What do you guys think?
I feel
Uh,
like most people in Drake's Ridge wouldn't have anything over several silver at a time.
I think like canonically like a copper is like a US dollar. So like one copper is like a dollar.
Oh,
So
okay.
Or something around that, yeah.
yeah.
like 24 copper each.
So that would be 2 silver, 4 copper, since we do the 10, 10, 10, 100, because fuck
Hmm.
Electrum. Um,
Well, for the off the floor models, I suppose 3 silver, 4 silver, 4 silver. How about 4 silver? How does that sound?
Wonderful. And for the dolls?
Now, those do actually take me a little more time than some of the dresses. How about 2 gold if you want all the dolls on display?
I only need 3 of them.
1 gold for 3 dolls.
Wonderful. We'll take 1 dress and 3 dolls. And he hands you, I'm just going to say, triple the amount.
Oh, shit. Okay,
Don't worry,
so
keep the change.
thank you. That is like admittedly like living in like a good lifestyle. I don't what's the upkeep cost of a good lifestyle in D&D?
Isn't it like a
Something like
gold a day or something like
Something
that?
like that, yeah.
yeah, like okay. Um so yeah. Chauncey, what was it? 4 gold or 4 silver and a gold was what he was supposed to pay him, so 3 gold and 12 silver.
So like 4 gold pretty much.
Something like that,
Yeah.
sure.
4 gold it is. Yay.
Well, I'm sure the
So
ladies and lords of the court will be seeking more clothing. So, how about this? I continue to buy clothes from you, and I occasionally also give you materials from our realm in exchange for dresses.
if I may,
Hmm.
just a little side note, I feel like potentially Volantrios might have like been the one to notify them about
The
Chauncey.
Volantrios was the one to notify them.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is definitely Volantrios just talking about his party and people in the Feywild going, I have an idea. I need help with this thing. Let's find this person's old party and ask them because they seem like they know what they're doing. Um, so yeah, this is definitely Volantrios, having mentioned Chauncey sewed and made dolls and dresses, and Mr. Green was like, I need dolls and dresses. Score. Um, so yeah.
I mean, that would be splendid. And if you ever need someone who knows how to mend or fix or repair something mundane, feel free to drop in. And we can figure that out as well, okay?
Wonderful. It is a pleasure doing business with you. And they all vanish. But on top of your counter, there are several things. There seems to be a bolt of fabric that at first looks like a deep sea blue with a white trim, a white lacy trim on it. But as you get closer and actually pick it up, the fabric is cold. It bends strangely. It almost seems to undulate in your hands as you realize this is a wave, an ocean wave. Just
Ooh.
with sea foam on the bottom, you see it moving in and out as you see others sloshing higher up in the fabric. It's a bolt of made of the sea. You also have a spool of a ribbon that when you pull it, it glows, almost like it's a light. And you pull the ribbon, and it seems to be almost sheer. You can see your hands straight through it. It appears to be made of the noonday sunlight, slightly fractaled into various patterns. You also see a jar. Inside are just dragonfly wings, just a jar of dragonfly wings, and a pair of scissors, large fabric scissors that seem to be made of a metal that looks like an incredibly light silver with a sheen of iridescence over it. And when you pick it up, you're expecting these scissors to be heavy. You nearly launch these scissors picking them up. They're light as air. And you realize these scissors are made of mithril.
Oh.
Mithril scissors.
And he
Nice.
has left all of those items for you on top of paying triple for the dolls and the dress for the dryad.
Nice.
And
Hell
so
yeah.
you have those. However, unfortunately, due to it being so late, we are going to have to pause there. So everybody think about what else you're going to be doing on day 2, and we will return to see what exciting things happen in Drake's Ridge.